Okay, so the topic that I got to research for this project is the secondary mortgage market. So this is a term, unlike private or residential or commercial real estate, that I really had no idea what it was until I started kind of researching, and then I figured out I was a little bit familiar with it just because of other classes where we studied the Great Recession, the housing market crash back in 2008. So what I'm going to be talking about today is really at the center of what happened at that time. So basically, whenever a person goes to take out a mortgage, they borrow money from a bank, and that bank does that with a lot of different people handing out mortgages, and they agree to pay that large sum of money over time. Well, eventually banks run out of money, and there's still more people who want to buy homes and take out mortgages. So instead of missing out on all that money and the interest rates and things, the bank takes the debt that is owed to them and they sell it to a third party. Then they get the money back, not all of what they would have made, but pretty close, and enough to where it's beneficial for them to keep selling off their debt and then acquiring new debt at a better interest rate. That way they can give out more loans and help more people out. And that's really why it started. It kind of came about was so that, not only the bigger banks could give mortgages and pay that debt over time. So that second selling of the mortgage to a third party is the secondary mortgage market. Now the people who buy the debt, they package that debt into the different batches of similar interest rates and loan sizes, and then they sell that as kind of a stock. And people can invest in the secondary mortgage market. So the current situation, so what happened back in 2008 was a lot of people were doing this, and they were selling what were called subprime mortgages. So people who weren't really qualified to have a mortgage, didn't have the assets and the capital and revenue or pay and everything to back up their home loans, were still allowed to buy homes. And basically the market crashed, and all of this came screeching to a halt, and the government had to come in and bail out different lending institutions because it would have sent everything just crazy, and it really did. It made a big impact on even today how the whole market is set up. So the current situation of the secondary mortgage market, I found a statistic. So there's really not many private investors. The government actually invests in over 90% of mortgages in the U.S. through Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, or the VA. And so those are different government-backed institutions that deal with the secondary mortgage market. The future possibilities, it's kind of unclear. I couldn't find a lot of information on that, but based on what happened in the past, currently private investors are unlikely to want to dump their money in there and their assets in there to something that has failed in the past. So it's likely to just stay with the government taking on most of that responsibility of investing there. So thanks for listening and checking out this video. All of my research came from a website called smartasset.com, and there was an article on there by Gregory Phillips that was really beneficial to me and kind of explained it in a way that really made sense. So thanks.